Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today is the second half of my What Sold videos, which would be for last weekend, October 31st through November 2nd. And my Friday was terrible. Saturday and Sunday were really good. So, it's just kind of that up and down, but thankfully I've got more ups than downs right now. So, it is... I'm up a lot over last month, which isn't saying much because last month was awful for being the first day of fourth quarter. But I'm just grateful that I am getting some decent sales right now. And I've got two on Whatnot. I have two on Etsy to share with you. One of them was my best seller of the weekend, another Sasha doll. And then I've got some for eBay, and then Robert had one in his store, and the other platforms not performing well, but not working on them either. So, you ready?
I came across the news about we have an unidentified object hurtling towards Earth, as I've seen in the news.
I don't want to know.
They were unsure that it was a comet because it wasn't behaving looking exactly like a comet. And it was kind of like, from the headlines and little blurbs I read, that it wasn't behaving following gravitational patterns like a normal comet would. But now they've detected some sort of an OH, oxygen hydrogen molecule sort of thing, that indicates that it's a comet. So apparently
I guess that's good.
It's not aliens coming for us, y'all, which is good. Unless they were, coming to, help us out and make us a much better world. But all the movies I've ever seen, the aliens don't do that. They come to eat us or something. So apparently we're safe.
Okie dokie. That's good to know, Bert. Thank you.
And then I got a couple eBay things we're going to talk about today.
Yes.
That, that are taxes and that sort of thing that I've come across on my scouring of the interwebs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just going to let those of you who made encouraging comments about the CPAP machine. I tried last night. I tried. For 3 hours, I laid there trying, and it's making me cough. So I'm not quite sure. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try to use it like an hour before I'm going to sleep tonight to see if I can do any better with it. Just kind of getting used to that air pressure pushing on your throat, but it made me cough a lot, and I just gave up at 1:30 this morning, so I'm tired.
Her problem was there's a setting where it doesn't actually turn on and actually start the CPAP process for like 45 minutes.
And that's what they told us to do if you're getting used to it, to just kind of get used to it on your face. But yeah.
As soon as it kicked on, she said it would make her cough.
It made me cough. It made me just... Yeah. So I'm going to keep trying it because I know it's going to be good for me. But dang, I was hoping it wasn't going to be as difficult as last night was. So I have a feeling there's a big learning curve to go with this. Oh, it stinks growing old. It stinks. All right, so let me go ahead and share with you the two Etsy sales, and then I'll show you some of my eBay sales. These I picked up at the St. Louis bins. I told you I made it first to a bin, and in the corner was full of Dollhouse stuff. Come to find out, a lot of it was the Loving Family Dream Dollhouse stuff from the 90s. And I have made a killing on them. But this set here was all from 1998, and it sold on Etsy for $44.95. And then my Sasha doll that sold was Gregor, the boy with the corduroy outfit. I actually took an $110 offer for him on Etsy. And so there's another doll gone. All right, then on eBay. Animal Alley Snowman Plush. I had just listed this. It took 3 days. And I thought it was going to be one of those ones that just sat around forever before it sold. You just never know. But this 20-inch plush sold for $17.95. Victoria's Secret pink dog plush. Funny thing is I was about to take this listing down because I have 2 more that I was going to go ahead and add to the lot, and they sold for $12. Fisher Price Little People Hospital Parts. I actually had 2 of these, so I made a set of 2. The first one sold immediately. This was the gurney and the wheelchair. They sold for $17.95, and this was part of that $65 set that I picked up at our local thrift store. American Greetings Pumpkin Ghost Plush. Because I don't do all of the shipping, sometimes I don't realize what's sold, and I'm really glad this sold. But like one day, or no, the day after Halloween, but that's all right. Sold for $13.45. Twisted Whiskers. I had just taken that listing down the week before and made a lot of 3. I had found 2 others from the bins. And then it sold $17.95. Instant Collections.
Or if they do a cover, we're not going to take it.
I don't know. I always pick these up, but sometimes they take a while to sell. The one, the dog in the center, had been listed for quite a while, and then I found the other 2, and then it sold. IKEA. I think I've got a couple of IKEAs on here. I love finding these. This is the Bernese Mountain Dog Plush, and it sold in about a month, $17.95. This sold the same day I listed them. These are AFMAO Me Meow figures. I hadn't found the figures before. Actually, Robert grabbed all of these at the bins on this last trip. The plush do really well. But I didn't even know. I think these were like from surprise bags, and they sold $14 same day. Never again am I picking up tapestry blankets. You know, there was a time where everybody was talking about buying these, that they were great to pick up. You could get them really cheap at thrift stores and yard sales. This one's been listed forever, more than 3 years. Finally sold when I lowered the price to $9.95, and I got an $8 offer. Oh, this was another nice sell. Yes, this had been listed about 3 weeks. I had several lowball offers. This is from Manhattan Toy, Year of the Tiger, like plush hat. And it was featured in a Baby Einstein video, but nothing on the tags attributed it to that video only. So I'm of the mind that yes, others had it listed with Baby Einstein in the title. I didn't want to. There was nothing on it that says yes. And I don't do that. I just really don't want to put something in my title just because others are doing it. And it didn't affect this. Like I said, it sold in about 20 days for its full price, $89.95.
Would that be something legitimate to put in the description to say used in a Baby Einstein episode?
I don't know. I'm not going to take the time to think that hard. I'm just listing and going. All right, this took forever also to sell. It was, when I initially found it, I thought it was a My Child, just from afar, you know, look at the hair. It has the like soft cloth, but it's not. It's from a brand called Aliella Dinkin. I had so many lowball offers on it, but I did list it initially for a lot. I can't remember exactly what. And just slowly but surely started dropping the price. And I think it looks like in August I dropped the price again, and it finally sold $36.41. Kohl's Cares Snoopy plush. I actually have 2 of these listed. So this one though sold for $8.96. One of my ones I've dropped the price. Dropping prices. The Wiggles Henry the Octopus from Spin Master. vintage toy. It did work, but a lot of these older plush, they had this coating on like some of the feet, the hands, sometimes the nose, and after a while it starts flaking off. So I just went ahead and lowered the price on it compared to what others had it listed for. And again, it sold in about 20 days for $16.15.
Topic number 1 today.
Topic number 1.
Taxes, y'all. There's a new sales tax that is being charged on eBay fees in Texas. Other states charging a new tax are Washington, South Dakota, and Hawaii. And it's in Texas, the one I looked into to see what it was about. It's a data processing fee, and Texas has reinterpreted their data processing definition to include sites like eBay, and the fees that they're charging sellers are considered data processing fees now, and they are required to collect sales tax on those data processing fees. So if you have a $5 fees on a sale, then Texas is going to...
Final value fees, right?
Yeah, final value fees. And it might include payment processing fees too. I'm not sure if it includes that, but those fees that are charged to sellers. If you have $5 fees, then you're going to get charged, in Texas, I think it's 8.25% sales tax on that, but I think they have like a 20% exemption. So you're only going to pay it on $4 of it. And this would apply to Texas-based sellers for Texas. I'm not sure how the other states are interpreting theirs. I would assume it's probably something similar, but be ready for a new little bit of, luckily it's not on the whole price of the product. It's only on the eBay fee part of it. Poshmark, Etsy, and other platforms are going to have to do the same thing. One thing to be aware of, though, is that you've got 1 state, 2 state, 3 state, 4 states doing this. You can bet there's a person in the state government or in the legislature in 46 other states and the District of Columbia that are going, hey,
yeah,
let's look what those 4 are doing. Maybe we can get a little more money this way. So I would expect that other states are going to start seeing those fees as they either reinterpret their tax laws or they pass a law that will allow for the data processing.
That's kind of like I see posts all the time of people who, I guess it's buyers, right, that purchase stuff from Minnesota, and they're getting like a 50-cent road improvement tax fee, something or other. They're just nickel and diming people to death on stuff. Taxes and improvements and data processing and who knows what else.
Got a tax on your fee on your tax of your fee or something like that.
Yeah. This also is an IKEA black bull cow plush. Y'all, once you learned how the IKEA plush looked, you just kind of know, even though most of them do not have that long tag attached. A quick Google lens confirmed that this was from IKEA. And, I mean, it's little, 4 inches tall, sold for $8.96. Kelly toy, again, just kind of grouping stuff, making small lots. I changed it back in September, and it took about a month to sell. It was just 2 quilted rabbit plush, one kind of salmon colored, one blue, $24.25. Winnie the Pooh Christmas plush from Kids Preferred sold for $17.95. This was several quick sells that sold in like 3 days. This was a Hallmark Peanuts stocking, sold for $13.45. Monsters Inc. Boo doll plush sold for $17.95. Ryder's women's 12 petite jeans sold for $11.41. Next thing that sold, and I think this is the first set that sold, and I think you said like the next week I sold the other set. These are Lennox Butterfly Meadow porcelain coffee cup, lot of 2, sold for $11.66. just say no to any more dishes. Next is this Mary Meyer Sweet Rascals Zebra Plush. I like Mary Meyer. I tend to pick up quite a bit of it these days. And this one sold for $17.95. Backyardigans. This is Pablo the Penguin. Definitely had some condition issues that were noted, and it still sold for $17.95. We picked this up at a recent estate sale. Robert did. These are replacement figures to a Tupperware Noah's Ark, and they sold in about a day or two, $13.72. I think we paid $2 for them. Old Navy denim women's jeans sold for $10. Newton, the dog plush. This is by Stephen Smith. He does a whole lot of advertising. Plush, but he was the Maytag dog. I remember him from commercials. Probably pretty sure that I picked him up in the high bid estate sale many years ago. It was a whole lot of advertising stuff. But now that I've moved stuff from the house over here and renumbered my shelves, I used to have all the high bid stuff together in one shelf. And now there's no way for me to tell. I didn't mark them. But pretty sure he was from that. I'm still selling stuff from there. I don't have a whole lot. Picked this up when we were in Nashville for a reseller meetup there. I remember going to the whole place was full of plush, but this was the only one I decided to buy. It was League of Legends Armadillo plush, a video game thing. And it took about 5 months to sell, 6 months, $44.96. I remember, I think I paid $4 or $5 for it. We picked up a bunch of Fiesta Homer Laughlin dishes when we stopped in Columbia, South Carolina. I think coming back from Florida, when we went down there to visit my friend Shannon. We paid like 49 cents a pound, picked up a bunch. They just did not sell. I think I've sold one thing. So I have been lowering the price, and now I've sold a set of 6 bowls for $30. This was also in the bin with all the Dollhouse stuff. This is a Dream Dollhouse replacement window from Fisher-Price. It actually was very faded, and I think I probably could have gotten more if it was more pink. But it still sold in about 2 weeks, $19. Madewell mid-rise women's jeans or pants sold for $31.21. Y'all, funny story about this was I listed it years ago, and then somehow during an inventory, I couldn't find it. It wasn't where it was supposed to be, and I just let it be. It wasn't listed, and I figured the next time I did an inventory, especially like when we were moving everything over here, which is what happened, I found it. It was in a box, unmarked, on the wrong shelf, all of that. And I went ahead and listed it in October, and it finally sold $16.16. I would have thought it was worth more, but it wasn't. Boyd's Bear, my friend doll, and a cute little cat. Douglas Gray Wolf dog plush sold for $35.95. Dropped the price on this, and then it sold in like 2 weeks. It was a Hawaii coffee mug with some brown slippers on it, $8.96. Hallmark Jingle Pals Snowman. At first I thought this was one of the ones that I just picked up at an estate sale, but it wasn't. These were listed back in July, so I must have picked it up either at the bins or at a yard seller thrift store. Ended up selling for $17.95. Peanuts. This is from that large lot of peanut stuff we picked up 2 summers ago now, huh? Bought a bunch of peanut stuff at an estate sale. I think we paid $300 and some for it.
No, it was like 150 or
Oh,
something
yeah.
that.
We paid $150 for it, but there was a charm in there that I sold very, very quickly for over $200. So this has all been profit. And this was just a little hodgepodge lot. Had a stamp, an ornament, a magnet, and some toys. Sold for $18.
We have topic number 2.
Oh, okay.
I saw a post also that a guy said that eBay told him he had to wait to get his payout until 3 days after the buyer received their item. And then I told you that because he hadn't had it that way. And I would see, maybe it's on an expensive item or something. But you said somebody that's been selling for 16 years said the same thing.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen any of this? Is eBay moving to this? Does it go along with the, hey, if a buyer doesn't give you feedback within 3 days, we're going to go ahead and give you positive feedback, that basic generic, transaction completed successfully or something after 3 days, and then you're going to get your payout? Is this where they're headed, even for people that have had immediate payouts for decades at this point?
Yeah, I do daily, and I haven't been paying attention on how long it takes for me to get my payouts. I don't know. I asked my friend Beth about it, and she says she has seen stuff on that also. So I'm not sure if it's for certain sellers, or are they moving towards that? And I don't remember reading anything about this. So is this just something they're sneaking in on the backside?
Certain categories of products that are maybe the more contentious products that would get more defect rates, or
video games, electronics, that type of stuff. I don't know. I haven't noticed it, but I don't think I would because I do daily payouts. So I don't know. I guess we could try to watch it in your store, but I don't even know if we'd notice it there.
I had enough sales to notice anything lately.
No. All right.
They got better, y'all, but nothing to. Well, this is Veterans Day, but there wouldn't have been anything to ship out today, but 6 over the weekend in 3 days. So who knows what's up?
Hobby Lobby Highland Cow Pillow Plush sold for $15.25. This was another, 1 day it took to sell. It is a Walmart Gorilla Monkey Plush, 13-inch, and it sold for my full price, $29.95. These, I picked up a bunch. I think I picked these up at my favorite little reseller, my favorite little estate sale company. I ended up with 3 different lots. These were actual earrings, and then I had another set or 2 that were press-on earrings. So stickers. Very cute, very odd. I don't remember them as a kid. But these were from Expressions, and they were earrings, and I think somewhere on there it says there's a ring set. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing it. But they ended up selling for my full price, $49.95. And there was a couple of earrings missing, and I think a couple of backs were missing. This was funny. Because I don't do my haul videos anymore, we had gone to, I didn't share this pickup with you guys, but I bought it primarily for me, for my wall. I'll show you guys real quick what I bought. We went to Mr. K's in Knoxville, and I bought a bag of stuff. I want to say $3.99, but it wasn't for these, but these were in the bag. These were in there. They're Fisher Price, and they're called Smooshies. And I had one other one, but they're just cute. They're a little plush, and they're inside a little bag. But I bought it for these, and then I realized these little Hamtaro figures from Burger King are highly sought after, especially when they're complete. The little masks on the 2 come off, and then the other one you just pull the spider web and it jiggles. But these sold, like I said, in about 11 days, 12 days for $25. So definitely keep your eyes open for them. Shopkins Real Littles Food Lot. These were cute. They are just little miniature food, and then they all had their food inside of their package. They sold for $8.06. Took a while to sell. I pick them up when there are like a bunch of them in a bin, but to just go out and, look for them and pay more than bins prices for them, I probably wouldn't do it. And then last but not least was this Schleich elephant figure, sold for $8.96. And then let me share with you the one thing that sold in Robert's store. We sold, what is it?
From the trash can.
Be careful.
All right, I'm back. It was not the bear again, y'all.
Oh, yeah, we got woke up the other night. 12:30 at night?
Like 3 something, I think.
To me, it felt like 12:30. Nevertheless, with loud garbage cans clanging. Not just normal raccoons getting in the trash, but like knocked over all of the trash cans. And it was a bear. We caught it on our camera. So
I went out and yelled at it, and it dropped the trash bag and ran off.
yeah, it's that time of year. They need to be going into hibernation. So I saw somebody posted out in Mohawk that a bear got into their chicken coop just like 2 nights ago. The one sell on Robert's store was these Lucky Brand Tomboy jeans, sold for $13. We've chatted about quite a few things today.
One more thing. Hit that like button and drop a comment if you're liking this.
Or an emoji.
And if you're not liking it, leave me some hate mail.
No.
Better yet, leave the hate mail for her.
No.
She deserves it.
No, it hurts my feelings. All right, y'all. It's time to get to work. Really. It's 10:30. I haven't done anything yet but make this video. Gotta get her done. All right. Bye.